So reports in this weekend's Sunday Times felt horribly familiar. Yet another drug causing disabilities. And even worse, the paper found that the epilepsy drug sodium valproate is still being given to pregnant women without safety warnings. We're joined this morning by Emma Murphy, who's been campaigning for informed use of the drug. 5 of her children were diagnosed with disabilities after she used sodium valproate whilst pregnant. Emma, good morning.
Good morning.
Just to understand a bit about your own story and experience, first of all, at what point did you feel concerned about continuing to use the drug?
So I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and obviously I was prescribed valproate. The children, they weren't reaching milestones, and they were all delayed. And obviously, as a mum, I was growing concerned. They weren't reaching milestones. It couldn't just be that they were all delayed, and I was concerned, and I was just worried, and I was reaching out to healthcare professionals, and I was just getting no answers. And I saw my colleague now, Janet, on the news, and she was appealing for women on valproate to come forward, and I reached out to her, and she was there on the news, and it was just a shock that valproate was causing this problem, and just astonishing.
Yeah,
Absolutely astonishing.
it is astonishing. Over what period of time were you using this particular drug, during pregnancy? So I mentioned that 5 of your children were diagnosed with disabilities. So what sort of period of time was this over for you, Emma?
It was over a period of years.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah. It's distressing, I suppose, Emma, even hearing you think about it now.
It's distressing. It is distressing. My oldest is 18. So distressing.
Yeah.
Quite emotional, really, just talking about it now, to be honest.
Yeah, I can understand that. Do take your time. It's, no worries at all. When you said that you were reaching out to healthcare professionals to try to sort of understand and to express your concerns, what were you being told when you did that?
I was being told that I was depressed, that I was just being neurotic, that there was nothing to worry about, that that it was the safest medication to take, that there was no worries, that and to keep taking this medication. And that's what I did. That's what thousands of women were told across the UK. And you trust your healthcare professionals because they know best, and you listen to them, and that's what we as women have done across the UK. And to be told that, it's just distressing to now, after all these years, to listen to healthcare professionals and to now know that that's the advice being given, but to now know that that's a false narrative, that the government knew this. The government knew at licensing that was wrong, that they knew of the risk. They knew that this medicine would harm babies. That is the biggest scandal that has ever been known.
Yeah, I think, the fact that you were being reassured as well by healthcare professionals it strikes me. I was reading this morning, Emma, that Theresa May, former Prime Minister, of course, is among those suggesting that some sort of compensation needs to be considered and given to families like yours in terms of providing some sort of support. We mentioned your children who have disabilities, for example. Yeah. Is that something you would welcome? Would that be helpful in terms of supporting you and your family now?
It is helpful because families like mine and thousands across the UK, our children are going to need support for the rest of their lives. Many of them they're not going to live independent lives. They're going to need help and support for the rest of their lives. And this is not their fault. It's not the families. It's not the parents' fault. They're going to need help and support.
Understand. Emma, thank you. Yes, sorry, go on. Did you want to say something else? Go on.
They're going to need help and support for the rest of their lives. And they should be supported by the state. You know, the government knew about this, and they covered, you know, they've suppressed this information for years and years. They've known about this and they've covered it up for years.
Emma, I want to thank you so much for sharing your experience and your story with us. We can hear your frustration, your anger, and the distress that it has caused, and we're grateful for you speaking to us this morning.